there. Hi, you guys. How are you? Happy, what day is today? Tuesday. This moon is in Leo. Oh my gosh, today just, it seemed like it had like kind of a slow start to it, but wow, things are happening. Things are brewing. Things are coming undeniably together. Let me say hi to you guys. Hi, Michelle and Ellen, Beth, Lisa, Pamela is here 3 weeks in a row. Oh, whoops. Louise, Sharon, Bonnie, Sophie. How are you guys doing? Marie, Jima, Tarot Love Community, hiya. Sharon, Rob D, hi. Just Joy. Marjorie has been posting so much information. Thank you so much. And Carol and Rosie, Rick G, Sandra, Sandy, more paper, please. How are you guys doing? Good to see you. It's been pretty busy. Yes, please give the thumbs up while you can. I certainly would appreciate it, and it helps, promote the channel. Gets the algorithm waking up because you guys know we're not even go there. Rob D, your vid earlier today was spot on. Thank you very much. I did post a quick video earlier because apparently there were some discussions at the courthouse where Trump's lawyer and the prosecuting attorneys were. And it's not uncommon for them to talk, but this was at the courthouse. So that's what I posted. Unfortunately, I failed to tell you guys that this particular meeting was related to January 6th. And so that was just really, really interesting. There have been so many cases and judgments and things that are happening. I'm really excited. I want to pull this all together for you so you guys can see we're right on track. Things are coming along just as they should. We have got 7 days to go to this new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio. I am very excited for it for several reasons. But the biggest thing, though, is that it's kind of a wild card for me because I have never experienced personally. I have not found anything really, well, in the histories that show nations, democracies, going through their Pluto return. That's what 2022 is, the long year of the US Pluto return. It's an event that happens every 248, 250 years or so. And literally the nation is reborn. Pluto comes back to where it was when we declared our independence. And it is transformational on every level. It is transformational for us as citizens with the United States of America. I think this is kind of why I've been feeling lately. I think I tweeted the other day that it feels like the United States is molting, like shedding its outer shell. In that everything that Don Julio was connected to in the GOP while he was in office, and everything they're trying to grasp, all the landmines and booby traps that they set up are attached to that. And slowly, it's like we're coming out of that, and Donald and those things are going to still be screaming and yelling and pointing, but it's like that shell is being left behind as USA 2.0 is reemerging, okay? And the Pluto return, Pluto is one of the ruling planets of Scorpio. And here we're coming into our new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio in our Pluto return year. In Scorpio, who is Pluto ruled. It's like we haven't seen anything yet. I really like how everything is setting up right now, especially with all those cases that are happening. And I know there's a lot of angst with the upcoming election. Trust me, we're just going to be kind of on fumes, kind of getting ourselves to that eclipse. Nobody can create anything new, really. It's really only been that the GOP has been able to kind of finally catch up and grab a narrative because they have been silent, they have been floundering. but it all radically changes come the 25th. In 1 week, you guys, I will make plans to go live and do our new moon wishes together, because, oh boy, that's, yep. Okay. Yes, I'm getting strong messages. Yes, that is very powerful. Everybody in the group is going to need supports, because it's going to be such strong energies that I can't even decipher it. This is such a big, heavy thought that is just feels like it just like landed, this huge tray of work to do just landed in the middle of my head. So there's a big calling through non-physical that we really focus on this new moon solar eclipse together. We have the total lunar eclipse on election day. I would also like to make the correction. I know that last time when I was speaking, because it is a difficult full moon eclipse, and I said, you guys stay home, but it's election day. You guys go vote, okay? I was meaning that please, just be careful, pace yourselves, stay away from triggery, crazy people, plan for smooth routes. You know, we're gonna be able to pre-pave this stuff, but it is an important, crucible that we're going through. It's wow. Okay, so anyway, so how are you guys doing? Yes, okay, yes, Pamela's going to be working early on election and election day in Maryland. So we're going to want to have protection for our workers, our election workers. If you guys just want to comment here, make a comment on this live as to things that are coming up around election day, the new moon solar eclipse, that we could get a leg up on and kind of pre-plan for. That would be that would be very helpful. I just felt whatever was just put on my head just kind of lightened up. So if you guys could do that, that would be very beneficial and help. Oh, and Kim C's doing it as well. AJ, please go see my previous question. I'm sorry, I can't find it right now, okay? I will find it, I will answer it, okay? So anyway, I need something to drink. This just it feels heavy, it feels serious, like Scorpio is waiting and ready to go, and is taking notes on everything and knows where she has to activate. Okay, so, and I have all these other notes over here. I was like, we gotta talk about this, we gotta talk about that. Oh, you guys are gonna like this stuff. Okay, so, okay. And Pamela, are you writing a book? I thought I saw that in the comments. Very exciting, very exciting. Okay, so what happened was we just, before we talk about this third quarter moon, there's two things, kind of housekeeping things I want to catch up with that happened last Thursday with the hearings. It blew me away. So we talked about this. Like, I can't even remember these things. So anyways, we heard at the January 6th hearings on, I think I talked about this already, but we'll remind you, October 31st, 2020. On that day, that was the day that Steve Bannon made a call to someone like in China and said Donald was planning to state that he won the election anyway, okay? Also on that day, that is when there was a discussion. Oh boy, I wish I could remember the details of this. I think it involves Elmer Rhodes and Proud Boys, that there was an agreement there that they recognized that January 6th was going to happen. Okay. So the last time I talked, I was like, oh my gosh, I happened to do a full moon tarotscope because on October 31st that day, it all showed up. Neptune Sacrifice, figured out that astrology card, that was sacrificing the vote. just tossing everyone else's votes away, and this is what I'm going to do. Donald had those discussions. Over here with a partnership, the Grand Cross Provoker, that's Proud Boys. So this showed up back then that he was in partnership with Proud Boys, okay? But then as they went on with that hearing, we heard about Pascal saying, oh, actually, Donald said way back in June 2020 that he was planning to say he won the election even if he lost. Okay, June 2020. You guys that have been with me, you know what a crazy year 2020 was. I'm just going to point out the fact that in like that period of like May to June, we had 3 eclipses. Okay? Brad Pascal says, yeah, Donald said back June 2020. So one of those eclipses was June 5th, 2020. And I happened to pull that. Nope, this is it. Sunday, July 5th, 2020. Look at this. Your partner opposition over here, that Neptune Sacrifice card showed up again. It showed up here, October 31st, 2020. We're just going to like throw out that vote. I'm going to claim to be the winner. October 31st, 2020. June 5th, 2020, the eclipse. Going to throw it all out. Oh my gosh. Do you see this moon, sun? So this on the side moon at the time, that was a general tarotscope over Washington, D.C. When I did Donald's last week. No, that was a different one. I had notes on that tarotscope. So Donald's tarotscope is in red. And the moon, sun, I swear, just showed up. Either this, just this full moon. I think it was just this full moon. This, I think, was Putin's secret. The moon, sun. This came up with Putin somewhere very prominent. Which, wow. Okay. So there's that. So it's nice that things are coming together. It's showing up in the tarotscope. It's showing up in the readings. We've been tracking this really well over time. So let's talk about this crisis third quarter moon we just had. That, okay, it's very messy. This happened on Monday. What time? In the afternoon, about 1:15 in the afternoon. And right away, things were leaping out at me. And right away, I could see it playing out like in the news. So this is very messy. This is in Washington, D.C. We have the sun, which represents a leader, is actually over here in this area that has to do with the law enforcement. And what are we hearing all over the place? Donald's tied up with the courts, with the laws, with judgments, with depositions, with subpoenas. This is where the sun is. This is what's opening up ahead of this new moon solar eclipse. So this is the platter that's being set up for him, okay? Not only is this sun at 24 degrees Libra, that 24 degree mark, some of you know that I have called the 24 degree mark the can opener eclipse point. And the reason why I say that was because in June, July, I think it was July 2019, we had this awful, terrible, horrible full moon eclipse. I mean, it felt like death. That is when it felt like, to me, we went full autocracy. Like that was when they decided they were going to do that and that we were really going to suffer as citizens. Well, I think that was like July 16th. The sun was 24 degrees Cancer and the moon was 24 degrees Capricorn. It was such a difficult time. And the reason why I call that the can opener is because the sun was at 24 degrees Cancer, nestled between the 23rd degree of Cancer and the 25th degree of Cancer. And it's important because Venus, Donald's Venus, is 23 degrees Cancer. So his money is tied up like with the family. His money is a thing that nurtures and protects him. It's about having a family business. It's about women. It's about gains. It's votes. It's alliances. Those things that you value. Well, his Saturn, obstacles. Think about all the obstacles we have had since forever trying to get access to Donald's money, what he does with money, trying to get the truth and the facts out with assaults he's had in the past with women. It's very hard. It's like there's a big block and we can never ever get to it. That's because, as you know, his horoscopes spit, like our horoscopes keep moving during the day, like we go around the sun. It's like Venus at 23 always leads Saturn. So it's like Saturn, the blocks, always has his back, that he can do whatever he wants with Venusian type of things, and he'll never get caught because Saturn is a block. And the synergy here, they're conjunct. They're conjunct by 2 degrees. In order to open that up, it would take a tremendous amount of work. And that's what that awful, terrible eclipse was, July 16th, 2019. It was the can opener because it was like finally something got its grip to separate his money and the things that block us. And it would be a permanent grip. And that with every passing day, with every passing month, and every passing year, and the eclipse clicks, that can opener would slowly but surely open a door where we could see those things. And I mean, doesn't the J6 committee, do they have Donald's taxes? Someone has his taxes. I mean, this was 3 years ago. And look at all this work that we've accomplished. It's been a long road. It's been very difficult, but this is where we are. And now, where Donald used to get the favor of like a judge doing favors for him, it's not working. There's a lot of judgments going against him because this degree has been eclipsed. Literally eclipsed, yeah. So when we are talking about this third quarter moon in Washington, D.C., the sun at 24 degrees Libra, 24 can opener degrees of Libra, meaning that this activates everything related to Venusian things to him that he's been able to protect. He can't protect those things. I mean, how many things just happened today and yesterday that went against his favor? And the J6 committee, yes, they are pursuing charges. They are absolutely pursuing charges. I can't even keep up with all the stuff today. So this activates that again. And the moon this time is in Cancer. The moon is right in between his Venus and Saturn, and this is what he's getting served up with before the eclipse. I need some cards. I just want to see what's going on with this Venus-Saturn. Oh my gosh, my cards are so I couldn't even touch them anymore. I had them in a bag of salt and baking soda today, and now they're kind of dusty and like shedding, but they were so sticky, I could not even... Oh, that's interesting. I couldn't even touch them anymore because it was like sticking in my fingers. So gross. How are you guys doing? Okay, so okay, I should get an eraser, but I just want to write right now. So this, I want to find out about this moon at 24 degrees. How it's affecting his Venus and Saturn. And this is the eclipse. This is the solar eclipse to the lunar on election day. This is just 7 days away. Okay, so, and I've been having pens explode on me lately. So Tarot, can you please show me, I want to see this 24-degree Cancer moon. I'm being told to grab the other deck. Okay. The USA version 2.0 deck, Pluto return. Oh, I think he's hung up. I think he's going to get caught. So I just want to see the cards for what, the moon with the sun. Okay. And then Donald's Venus, money gains, whatever. Ooh. Oh. And the sun, because it is really splitting this and creating so much tension. Now his Saturn, what's going on with his Saturn is just being a Saturn and just sitting back. His Saturn feels tired. Saturn rules the bones, your knees, your joints. This feels like it's shrunk. Like and this is the sun. Leading to the new moon solar eclipse. Leading to okay. I'll add more to this, but this is USA version 2.0. High Priestess. Scorpio is the sign with X-ray vision. She sees things when the veil is especially thin at our eclipses. It is activating the Pleiadian. I can't even find the words right now. It's ushering in a lot of, there's so much energy that is just going to whisk through. The Four of Wands, stability. This is the United States, stability, democracy, our successes as a nation. And there's a lot of questions right now, but eyes on the prize. Over here, these two cards slipped out. Oh, how about that? Well, this is actually my yes card. Kind of affirming what's ahead. With, see, you can just, look at that. You can see all this stuff still on my cards. I cleaned these. It's like they're dissolving. So, yes. Once. This is my once card, an extra card in the deck. This has to do with people approaching the executive wing of the government. Like when Don Julio was president, the people that were approaching him. Can I have another card for that one? Yeah. So the Six Wands mob. This is domestically too. But it's all this parade of people having to do with J6 and overturning all that stuff. So this was the moon at this crisis point that is picking up where it left off and has separated Donald from everything, the things that he loves and wants and thinks he deserves, because it's mine, and then the authority he used to impose to get what he wanted. That's been cut. It's been spliced in half. So this is the moon, the Three of Wands. So at this third quarter moon, this moon was in the 7th house of partnerships or opposition with him. This is going to have to do with his partnerships that helped him pull this stuff in. And notice this is overseas. This isn't just at home. This is overseas. So that is the moon. The sun was in this 9th house of law enforcement, rulings. The 7 of swords. Him trying to get away with stuff. Him stealing things. And I love this, like a loophole. And it's like not so fast. We're going to stop right here and take a breath. And we're just going to pause for a moment, okay? How are you guys doing? Indictment soon, please. Apple, in my humble opinion, I feel like that's going to wait until after the election because it's going to cause such a frenzy. We want our election workers safe. And I think Merrick Garland did say that he is going to abide by Bill Barr's thing that he wrote that nothing happens for 30 days ahead of the election. There was some memo he sent out. But again, that doesn't mean they're going to stop doing what they're doing. But after these eclipses, things like what I keep saying, like with that video that I did today, and here goes my throat, that means I'm hovering over it. It's like I kept seeing the assistant U.S. attorney, the one that works on J6 stuff, and Donald's lawyer, like walking, like, like outside of court, but they're just like walking and talking, but there are explosions and fireworks going on all over the place behind them. That's what's coming. So I feel like there's going to be some calm because we can't have distractions or people saying, did you see that? Did you see that? And like claiming cheating. Okay. Okay. So this is what the moon and sun are doing together, getting more information about how he tried to steal this election and documents and everything. He no longer is able to protect this because if we weren't able to get to this, we wouldn't have cards that have so much movement in them. We've got fire and air. Air breathes life into fire. Okay, plans. So Donald's Venus then, his treason and betrayal, his heartbreak for losing the election, but mostly the betrayal against the United States. He had the upper hand. He can't fight back anymore. This is what this crisis third quarter moon was necessary for, to get this reversed so we can't get the upper hand. Down here is his Saturn. He is definitely trying to put stuff out there to fight back and trying all sorts of different options or whatever. The 5 of Cups, it is disappointing to him, but this is also the Russia-China connection, trying to get them to finagle maybe some influence operations, maybe get stuff going here on the ground. But he is at a number 2. He has a 2 of Wands. That's all his Saturn can do, you guys. The Saturn is the established planet of tradition, standards, authority. It's when you grow a big, huge, giant conglomerate corporation. Saturn should be Pentacles. If his Saturn was effective, I would expect him to be at a 9 or a 10 on this and what he's trying to do. But it's like he's starting over. So he's not able to fight back with Venusian things, and it's like he can't really get anywhere with this war he's declared on us, because this third quarter moon is further splitting that and further splitting his strategy, okay? So we have this moon, which is headed to this eclipse. So with this happening, this eclipse in 7 days is going to usher in you guys, the sun, you guys, this is the sun at 24 degrees Libra. It is looking in what he's stolen, catching him, and he's caught. Can you believe this? Oh, whoops. Oh my gosh. And this was upright, so it's like what he stole from the, you guys. Oh, that's a 3. What he stole from the White House. What he stole to affect our democracy. Oh my gosh. Okay. What's this down here? Oh, those would not stand upright for the eclipse. So his Saturn is trying to get something going. With a conspiracy that won't happen, this is the 3 Pentacles reversed. He's got a secret plan going. He's definitely conspiring. He's trying to work with some experts, but he can't get that going. And then as we lead to our full moon eclipse election day, the 10 of Cups, completion, the happy family. I don't know how he goes from a 2 and 2 3s to a 10 to complete stuff and be the happy Republican Party that he wants to be. His Venus is leading him to the right to the government. Right to the government and the establishment. This is full on United States of America government authority. Oops. And his Saturn is leading him to needing to talk to some people. Why do you need to talk to some people at the full moon eclipse? You hitting the full power of the U.S. Your Venus is. Oops, there we go. Because the 4 of Swords reversed. The 6 of Cups. This 4 and 6 combination keeps showing up everywhere. More that is coming out. Documents, texts, everything from the past in trying to get this win. What is this full moon eclipse? The Queen of Swords, the courts. That screams indictment to me. Full moon eclipse. What's this fool? Who's this fool related to Donald? What did Donald do? What did Donald do? Why is he... Whoops. He's so foolish. Because he's been judged. Judged. This is indictments, you guys. Judge. That screams Eric. That screams stealing stuff, taking stuff, giving it away. Quid pro quo. We have, what did he do? The Page of Cups. Trying to evoke good news for him, the plans that he did. There's a middleman that did get caught. The Emperor, him trying to be the Emperor. I don't like saying indictments are coming because it relies on so many things being in place, that there aren't any delays, that there hasn't been another filing this or that, or, you know, but this feels like it is just really, really close. And if we didn't have elections, I think we would be there. Okay, how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Hi, Michael Grant. Yes. Oh, happy birthday to me with indictments. Just Joy, is it your birthday that day? Marjorie, October 22nd, we have a Venus star into Libra paradigm shift. Ooh. The stealing is only part of it. It was the sale of human intelligence resources is where the harm was performed. Absolutely agree with you. Okay. Yeah, Garland seems like he is being very patient right now. And as a Scorpio, he has infinite patience. But I have felt like he has been finished with his homework since June or July. There was just this little bit where there was kind of a flurry around him. Like, what the hell is this? With Judge Cannon coming up, you know, doing what she did. But they wrapped that all up. When I see President Biden out there talking, this stuff is behind him. And yeah, and Russia's just realizing, what deep shite they are in. I think that these Iranian drones, for entertainment purposes only, this is just my opinion, I think he had a talking to maybe by like Xi, like, get your act together because you're losing. So that is quickening, and that is also happening. Okay. So let me get these cards here because there is some more good news that I want to share with you guys. Okay, so I think that I think the most terror we are feeling right now is from the media getting everything wrong, wanting clicks. Be afraid, be afraid, be afraid. Okay, so, oh gosh, I love this so much. Okay, you know what? Maybe I'll move this over. No, I'll just erase this because this looks pretty. We need to talk about Tim Ryan, and we need to talk about this Pluto return. Tim Ryan is in such a great place, you guys. Where's my eraser? I just had it. I have been waiting for this moment. How do you guys think that Tim Ryan did? Debating J.D. Vance. I don't know if you saw the debate, but his presence and authority while he was speaking, I didn't even have to see it. I could just feel it as they were describing it. I'm going to tell you why he is going to be such a rock star. I have chills, and the asteroids are total. Oops, I want to keep this here. Asteroids are totally backing me up on this, okay? So we had, this is so awesome, you guys. So we had that third quarter moon. The sun was at 24 Libra at that can opener eclipsey place, but the moon, more importantly, was at 24 degrees Cancer. I've been saying we're in our year of USA Pluto return because our first Pluto return was on the 20th of February in 2022. And that chart reset everything. I've been waiting as this year progresses because every month is like a brand new birth month of this new Pluto return year. It's like, this is why all the new moons have so much power packed behind them. So if this is the eastern horizon, this is the western horizon, this is a horoscope. I'm just going to draw a few points here. Sun hits its peak. This is the midheaven, top of the chart. And then the sun sets. And then after it sets, we can't see it because it's on the other side of the world. Got it? So at this Pluto return, I loved this because on the ascendant, oh boy, you see where I'm going here? The rising sign in the east, if you look at your birth chart and your horoscope, the sign that's rising in the east, they say that's your rising sign or your ascendant because this was the sign that was coming over the horizon when you took your first breath. So this has everything to do with what energizes you, what gives you life, your vitality, your physical body, how you meet the world, your personality, your appearance, okay? This was 23 degrees Cancer. So how we come across now, because in USA Natal, it's 12 degrees Sagittarius, which is a fire sign, represents the law, optimism, expansion. 23 Cancer is a water sign. It's not quite opposite that, but enough that these things don't go together. But here's the thing. It's ruled by the moon. The United States is a Cancerian nation. Her sun is in Cancer at 13 degrees Cancer. Well, at 24 degrees Cancer, see that, is USA natal Mercury, and she's retrograde. First of all, in a chart, the most powerful place Mercury can be is in this first house, and she is conjunct. Mercury has to do with reasoning, thinking, expression. It has to do with documents, publishing, the digital world, the internet. It has to do with agreements and contracts. I mean, think about everything related to Mercury retrograde. This is USA Mercury, 24 degrees Cancer, conjunct the ascendant. So I was also very excited about this third quarter moon because we're going to see how Mercury plays out. I was already expecting this final week that we're going to have so much information coming to us about, oh, there are texts. Oh, this is the ruling. It's like a lot of things get its finishing touches because Mercury is operating so clearly in this position. And so we're going to get communications, gross communications too, between Elmer and his lawyer, those gross texts. We're going to get a lot of that stuff. And the thing is how efficient things are going to be working. But this is why I'm so excited about Tim Ryan, who is debated J.D. Vance. Tim Ryan, his sun is 23 degrees Cancer. On the day he was born, the sun, 23 degrees Cancer. At the USA Pluto return, what's giving life to the United States is this 23 degrees Cancer with Mercury right there. And we just had that quarter moon yesterday at 24 degrees Cancer. It's like this couldn't be tilted in any more favor for Tim Ryan than it is. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Isn't that awesome? Oh, it's snowing somewhere. Okay, so I want to take a look at USA 2.0. Let's take a look. Whoops. Okay, this is the debate. Let's take a look at Tim Ryan. I'm going to put this to the side because that's for the, I'm going to just put this over here. Okay. We're just going to do a simple Celtic cross. He had a debate yesterday. He's like really seems to be in his element. Very polished. J.D. Vance seems just tired and exhausted. Like, you gotta make, I'm going to work. This, okay. Okay. Ton of Swords is on the bottom for Tim Ryan. The King of Cups. The Ten of Swords. This is my thought, my train of thought. I'm like, are you telling me J.D. Vance is sunk by Tim Ryan? And I pulled this back and saw yes. That's exactly what I was thinking as I was looking at these cards. It's like he's got it wrapped up. He's got more than enough votes. Okay. Tim Ryan is the star. He is the star. He is the apple of the universe's eye. If your opponent shows up with the star, I think you're going to be screwed. And he's covered in an agreement. He's very pleasing in how he speaks and how he talks and how he communicates, and the people feel very comfortable with him. His challenge is the King of Pentacles. I feel like this is the election interference going on within the United States. His challenge is he has enough, but it's like he's going to be fought every step of the way to prove it. Okay, but I'm telling you, he feels like he is like coasting. He's in cruise control. That's what it is. The foundation, Tim Ryan right now. The Eight of Swords. Yes, this is the election that is gripping everyone, but we're getting relief. We can see with him, we're getting relief. What's crowning Tim Ryan is justice. This, here goes my throat. The scales of justice. What happened to my water? Did I put that somewhere? Oh, I put that out of reach. So what's crowning him, the scales of justice, this is also Libra season. These are our laws. This is how our laws are written, how our votes are counted. So it's almost like we're getting the message to release this nightmare. It's all around him, the way out. In the past, the Knight of Cups, he's gotten a lot of support. He's proved himself in Ohio being their representative, which has led to the Five of Wands. This is the fight. He's willing to go the distance, to grow a spine, to go and to come together and work and further out, this leading to success and rounding up the cycle. How do we see him? He's complete. Look at all these wonderful cards. He's finishing a cycle and getting ready to move on to another one. The environment is one. The Four of Cups. I remember I couldn't get it like this, like this. People getting up and voting, making a decision, ready to go. The Truth, the Hope, the Emperor. He has shown the requisite leadership on multiple levels. The Fear, the Eight of Cups. People like showing up to vote, they can't get a ballot. People being set up with phony ideas, phony news. But the next steps with him is he's just going to keep working at it. The Eight of Pentacles. He's got his process. He knows what he's going to do, and he can, it's like he's a well-oiled machine. He's going to be able to approach everything. Final outcome, Death. This is actually a very positive card because it means change has come. That Senate seat switching from Republican to a Democrat. Change is here. This is the card of Scorpio, transformation, Pluto return. This makes me so happy because this is how he feels and how it radiates. You got that? How are you guys doing? Okay, you guys are talking about some serious stuff with timelines and facts. Okay, oh, I can't wait to read this. Okay, oh good, you're doing good. Okay, so I do have these. I just had a little bit of a ring in my ear, but then it went away. That happened last night too. I was like, oh, I think I'm getting in, my ear is ringing. I'm like waiting, and then it faded. Like something's like getting ready to start. Okay. So these two cards were here because I think it related to the debate that he had with J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance just seems old and tired and exhausted. He's exhausted having to deal with that. He is exhausted having to deal with all these high maintenance people. He just feels like, can we be done here? But you have to remember, he is a Leo. He's not sitting pretty with these eclipses because it's going to put him in a grand cross, a lot of tension because the sun is going to be squaring him. He's got Saturn opposite his sun, and then he's got Uranus, Taurus squaring off and forcing things to change. You guys, it's like he feels like he's aging. Show me this is, if this is their debate. There's Tim. Ooh. Here's JD. Oh. I'm supposed to use the other deck. That's not a good sign. J.D. Vance with that debate. He's so tired. This is the heart of the matter. just does not even feel present. It's like he just has such apathy. Why do you have so much apathy? Okay, so this was their debate. Five of Pentacles. This has to do with voting. People suppressed, people not able to vote, people who have been left out. The Six of Cups, going back to the past, the Republicans have always left people out. He's showing that and getting that across on how damaging he is. These two cards are the cards that popped out. Not going to get away with it anymore. The Seven of Swords. This is forfeiture. Like, he feels like he is forfeiting things. And a new plan that is coming out. This was the moon from that third quarter moon. Wow. So we have Tim Ryan over here. The Queen of Swords. The nation, the people, the law. People are paying attention, especially with the women's vote. There have been serious judgments placed, and people are going to vote in this matter. JD, the Knight of Cups. What a flat tire. He does not have support, and he doesn't show like he could be supportive of the people. He's Five of Pentacles. He wants to suppress this vote. He doesn't want to help at all. And there's America. Look at him. Like, are you serious? Oop, on the bottom, what do we have here? No, this is my card. No, just no, JD. No. I'm hitting you over the head. No, the Ace of Wands. No, don't do it. The foundation we have, the King of... This is a couple of people. It's how much of the United States sees President Biden as being supportive. He's trying to come off as supportive, but he really wants to align with the Putin side of the party. Is that a vote? It's just like one idea. Is he at... It's like he's at the beginning of a race and he's got the ace. Yeah, this is a really great opportunity with this debate. It's like, is that all you got? Tim Ryan here, he has captured everyone's attention. He has been able to describe what has happened to our nation and our government, and everyone's like, help us get out of this mess. Crowning Tim Ryan, the Ace of Swords. There you go, the TKO. The language, the swords are thought, communication. He's that 24 degrees Cancer. He's got it. JD is expecting this to kind of be handed to him. This takes longer to work, the Pentacles. The Ace, Swords, think about it. It's there. It's done, right? Hi, Joanne. Twice in one day, right? Nancy Lee, Tim Ryan's going to win. I feel it too. We haven't even gotten to the eclipses. Okay, how does JD Vance get eclipsed? How does he get eclipsed? He is eclipsed. The past. The past. Make America. The past has been eclipsed. The challenge is getting a celebration going for the MAGAs. That's getting eclipsed, you guys. How is Tim Ryan getting eclipsed? The High Priestess. Moving forward. I think this is a Pisces. It's either a Pisces or a Cancer card. And the two at our Pluto return, the sun was 2 degrees Pisces. He's got it, you guys. He has no challenges. He's got the High Priestess and the Ten of Wands. That's how he's getting eclipsed. He's going to get to the 10. He's going to get there. This Yahoo cannot get to a 6 upright. Too bad, so sad, right? Yeah, no idea. Okay, so we've got that. I do want to show you the charts in other locations because it is not good news for the bad guys. Not at all. I just feel they keep making these short-term adjustments, these short-term little goals and these little influence up here, influence up there, and it gets you nowhere, especially with eclipses. I do need to tell you one thing though. I described this last time. In a sign, there's 30 degrees in a sign, okay? When we go through eclipses, the north and the south node, the north node is the solar eclipse, the south node is the lunar eclipse. The north is where we're headed, kind of destiny, fate. The south node is what we're releasing. Because it's a full moon, there's nothing else that can come with that. So we're just going to release it, okay? So when they enter a sign, they actually enter backwards. Because of the precession of the equinoxes, these things go backwards through the sign, okay? So then eclipses happen in pairs, but they start at the 29.9 degree, and over time it works backwards to 0 degrees, which is kind of genius because if you have to release something, you want to release like the last thing that was created because you need to replace it with something. So it's kind of like it kind of unzippers itself so that as it works with the north node, it can like weave in the new thing. I mean, eclipses are hard enough as it is. If we were going 0 to 30, I do not even know how any species could even evolve because they have to build and release together going backwards because you're getting to the foundation here, if that makes sense. So last year at 27 degrees, Scorpio, Taurus, this is when we had the lunar eclipse in Taurus last November 2021, okay? And then I think we had a Sagittarian eclipse. But then the next time, so that was a full moon, we had a new moon. It actually went all the way over here to 10 degrees Taurus. And that was last May, 10 degrees Taurus. So it's like working this area, okay? And when we hit Leo season right here, that's why Leo season was so insane because it clicked all these parts from these eclipses, okay? And then in May at 25 degrees, we had another full moon eclipse in Scorpio, okay? So these are the degrees, 10 degrees, 25, 27, that have been active. But this new moon solar eclipse on top of our Pluto return is happening all the way near the start point. It is happening at 2 degrees Scorpio. So it's like everything is in play to 2 degrees, okay? And then when we have our full moon eclipse on election day, that is at 16 degrees. The full moon, this is the new moon. So it puts everything into play. So if you've been doing your work, you've been making adjustments here. If you have not been making adjustments here, this new moon and full moon eclipse are going to just throw all of this old stuff up into heavel. Things are going to break and release. Now, keeping that in mind, look what happens here. As we set up, I cannot even believe this. So this was the third quarter moon at Trump Tower. Had bad news today from Letitia, who wants to get not a special prosecutor, but a special person to oversee all of their transactions because she has filed an emergency injunction because Donald is still doing the same crap even though she filed long ago. So what's happening here? Well, at the very top of this chart, the midheaven, the top of the chart, the highest point in the sky at Trump Tower is 3 degrees Scorpio, okay? So it's like this third quarter moon, this is intercepted. There's no wiggle room because Scorpio is on this 10th house. He can't do anything. His hands are tied. So as we get to this new moon solar eclipse, the new moon solar eclipse resets the chart. But wait a minute, not really for Trump Tower, because it's going to snag that midheaven at 2 degrees Scorpio. That's like the final degree of the 9th house of law. Do you see this? So it's like the very last say in this chart. We're going through all this law stuff. We're getting right into the nitty gritty. So when we get to this new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio, it's going to whack the top of the chart and the bottom of the chart. It's like having the rug pulled out and getting pushed over. He cannot stop this at all. This is what's brewing over Trump Tower, just from the setup from this third quarter moon. It's insane. Also, at this third quarter moon, you guys know I've talked about, so if this is the rising sign, the ascendant, this is the descending sign. How you meet the world, how you relate to people. Just a second. I'm getting interrupted. Hey, I'm live. Sorry. I can't talk, honey. So like I've said, if you are in a competition or you have an opponent, if you land something right at the descendant, you are going to be the winner. So it's like this chart to me says Donald is his own worst enemy. We know he is. This third quarter moon, which had so much emphasis on mercurial things because of USA Mercury, 24 Cancer, third quarter moon, Pluto return, yada, yada, yada. This right here on the descendant is 8 degrees Cancer. This is Donald's natal Mercury, you guys. So he's gonna have his arse handed to him by an opponent he can't do anything about. I mean, at this point, it's like hitting him in his blind spot left and right. And just when he thinks he can take a breath, like maybe that new moon solar eclipse, he might get like 24 hours to breathe, but then bam, it hits him so fast. That's Trump Tower. That's just one little thing. Oh my God. And here, this third quarter moon, I just cannot even believe this. God, he's just... So this 9th house cusp, this is the starting point for this area. This point, when you start a new house, that's like the most powerful point to usher in the energy for whatever that house has to do. Well, this house, that's giving him so many problems right now. This house has everything to do with the law enforcement, P-boys, extremists, lands far away, okay? All that stuff. It is at 1 degree Libra. And 1 degree Libra is the USA natal chart midheaven, the top of the chart. So it's like everything that's making news, DC is talking about it, the world is talking about it, and we're getting it really in really clear, precise terms. And exactly opposite that, we have Jupiter at the bottom of the chart, USA defenses. So the law is going to be looking at national security, how he compromised that overseas and his extremists, and what we got to do to protect ourselves. In Aries, this asks to get stuff done soon, now, okay? That's just the setup there at Trump Tower. Is that crazy? How are you guys doing? What's this going on? Okay. Okay, so this is MarALago. We got to draw some cards, though, you guys. I haven't been able to do this chart yet, but another... Oh, my gosh. His ass is grass, you guys. At the top of the chart here in MarALago is 26 degrees Libra, which is an exact square to Pluto. Hello, USA Pluto return, which rules Scorpio, is an exact square to the top of the chart and the bottom of the chart. So it's like everything he tries to do gets destroyed. USA, we're going to do both decks here. USA 2.0, can you tell me what's at the top of the chart? How is Pluto going to disrupt this whole gig? And, oh my God, what happens on the ground? So, bam. 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 Okay. Now, these cruddy cards, I swear to God, it's like they're turning to dust in my hands. What's going on here? And Pluto's going to do what? Government, the government. Is this the government or is this the GOP part? It's the government. USA 2.0 says, hello, the Queen of Pentacles, another nation, assets, but this is also, the Queen of Pentacles was the new USA Donald wanted to create through the coup. The Eight of Cups, the Queen of... secrets are coming up, how he set up the coup, and more theft and stealing. Okay, so on the ascendant, it's giving life to this chart, USA 2.0. The Chariot card, we are rounding your mofo fares up. We're going to win. This is the 7. Don Julio, dream. They need to move quickly because this dream card is an influence from somewhere else, not by the law, by the Constitution, or maybe the U.S. What are you doing? Intel, intelligence, documents. Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands. The origin point of who planned to do this. Because this affected our national security, what he did with it, and the actions that were being taken. This wants to get going quickly, okay? This is what Donald did. And this is how USA is going to respond to it. So at the top of the chart in MarALago for Don Julio, he's thinking this week, the Page of... This is the card that showed up in the reading today about what they were discussing. I just got... Is this Mike Flynn? I think it's one of those inners in privilege. Mike Flynn, Rogers, all of them. USA 2.0 top of the chart has the 9 of Cups, the crime syndicate, the wishmaker. Donald is hoping to keep fulfilling the way he's done things, but the USA 2.0 is interrupting his party. Because here is Pluto is bringing a really sad 3 of Swords betrayal to Donald's plans and his syndicate. Okay? And it's going to hit him like fast and hard. Like he's waged a war on us. We're waging a war. Wow, is this going quickly? At the bottom of the chart here, USA, the Magician. This has to be Mike Flynn. all of those origins down at MarALago. Gemini, the plans that were hatched. He has, look at that Ace of Wands reversed, trying to keep that plan undercover. USA 2.0 is like, we know exactly how you got started. Pluto is planning to destroy this by the Seven of Pentacles reversed. This has been P-Boys. Stockpiling his plans. These are also documents that he was going to use as well to inflict harm. But it's like he's not going to be able to pull it off because it's like it disintegrates. On the descendant, there's the moon. The USA 2.0 says, nope, you're going to stop right here. Stop in your tracks. Not how you want this to go. The news, the Page of Wands. I think this might be one of the... It could be any of those yahoos that have been running this whole gig. Stopping it in its tracks. So that's what Pluto is doing ahead of the new moon solar eclipse. It's not good for him. It's like super interrupting. Oh, thank you, Rita. Queen is by far the best Astro Tarot reader. Thank you. Okay. Need some more water. So, oops. So, that is just in MarALago. China and Russia, it's like they also have the beginnings of having that rug pulled out from underneath them. That's just MarALago. This is Kyiv. Was there anything in Kyiv that stuck out to me? No. Taipei, Taiwan. What's giving them life? This is the top of the chart for Russia. I'm not really sure what is going on here with Taiwan because I know Xi was making threats again. There's a lot of messaging I think is coming through them. I think they're one of those third countries that gets intercepts and shares that information with us. But China, oh my gosh, they are in for such, wow. Okay, so remember I kind of described the way the eclipses work. When we have eclipses and they enter a sign, they enter from the back end, late degrees, and move towards 0 degrees. The past year and a half, we've been at 27 to 10 degrees, working stuff out. But this new moon solar eclipse brings us all the way to the 2nd degree of Scorpio and the full moon at 16. So it's like everything gets shaken up. Not only this, but all this too has to make adjustments because people, they think, oh, we've made our adjustments. We don't have to do anything. The GOP is like, yeah, we're catching up. Our messaging is working. You're only able to do that because we're running out of steam with creative energy. They just finally got to the show and they think they're gonna win. No. So this chart, China, there's three big things happening. The top of this chart, the 13th degree at this 3rd quarter moon is exactly conjunct the North Node, meaning the bottom of the chart is exactly conjunct the South Node. They are going to have to make major changes in how they defend themselves and their people. We've got the asteroid Iran there. They're all up with Iran. So there's the North Node. So even though this is not an eclipse because the nodes are here and we're entering in eclipse territory, this is the plate that is being set for them. So also in China, the rising sign of Russia, or the top of the chart, what Russia is known for, is here as well. So there's going to be massive changes coming between Iran, Russia, China, in my humble opinion. But wait, look at this. So remember I said we go back to the 2 degree Scorpio? When you go back 2 degree Scorpio, that's 11 degrees. When you add 11 degrees, that's 24 degrees. This, the bottom and the top of their chart, is exactly the midpoint from the eclipses from the spring and what's ahead of us. They are in such tenuous, difficult waters. They don't even see it yet, but it's coming. It is coming because the China's chart, oh my God, this bridge, this is where it's going to hurt them the most. Because in China's natal chart, look at this. Remember I was describing that can opener eclipse before? It finally got between those 2 degrees and opened something up. This is what this new moon solar eclipse is going to do to China, so to speak. Because on the ascendant, we have 1 degrees Aquarius. Remember, this is what gives them life. This is what gives them energy. Aquarius, innovation, rebellion, technology. One who takes the sign of Aquarius to an extreme, gets so invested in technology that they no longer see the humanitarian side of things, and they use technology as the rationale to inflict harm and hurt, if that makes sense. Aquarius can get really out of balance in that regard. So this new moon solar eclipse is at 2 degrees Scorpio, which is an exact square to the ascendant. And yeah, exact square. And it's going to oppose Taurus in that regard. Here's the thing. At 3 degrees, Aquarius is the moon. The moon represents the people. So this is like their Aquarian in humanitarian ways there, that they use technology as an excuse to harm the people. And this is just the way of the body electorate. This is just the way those things are. People have kind of accepted it. But this new moon solar eclipse splits that, kind of paves the way to set those people free. On top of it, the top of the chart is 24 degrees Scorpio. This is where the full moon eclipse was last May. So that's going to get triggered again. Conjunct the South Node, they have to release, they have to stop doing things the way they've been doing. These eclipses are forcing China to end that. Like, it has to dissolve. And the very bottom of this chart, 24 Taurus, that is Donald's midheaven. So it's like it says how Donald got to where he got depended upon China financing, hello Taurus is a money sign, financing and defending him in different hidden ways. In fact, China's part of fortune, 27 degrees Taurus, where they get their most fortune, that was eclipsed a year ago. They don't even know it. They don't know what's going to happen. This feels like it. You got that? How are you guys doing? Shasta County Board of Supervisors are compromised. I'll have to look at that. Oh, yeah, Durham lost another one. I mean, is this what a Loserville day this is today? Yeah, I know. Everything came full circle. Okay. Oh, there, my throat. Wow, is it dry? I didn't even get to ask the question. So, tarot, this is old. As China heads into the new moon solar eclipse, this is the ascendant. This is the moon. This is the thing that binds these things together but is getting eclipsed. And the new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio is setting the stage for them. The ascendant at 1 Aquarius. The moon, now at 3 degrees Aquarius, are being split. And what is that to happen? The 4 of Wands. These are their achievements and celebrations. I feel like this is Emperor Xi, his 3rd term. What's going to happen with that 3rd term, the 7 of Cups? Why, there's a lot of unanswered questions. Disappointment and sorrow. They think they're having this celebratory way, but what's to come? And that's Mars and Scorpio too. Over here we have the Emperor Xi. 3rd term, the Lovers. The contracts he makes with other nations, the area of technology, the hidden Trump-Russia thing, Russia-China, Iran-China. Yep, because with Russia, they've been able to create the moon, Russia-China. Nobody's supposed to know about this relationship, but they do a lot of bad things between the two of them to rule the world. Ergo, the Emperor. So, how it exists now for China. The rising sign. The High Priestess. Nobody really knows what goes on over there in China. We can't really trace it. We don't get a whole lot of information. It's all a big secret. We're left on the outside. The moon, the people, are just spinning in circles. They don't have a rudder. They can't do anything. They're neither here nor there. They're just trapped. This makes me nauseous just looking at it. And that degree in between, the King of Pentacles, the Data King, Xi. The King of Pentacles has been a lot of people, but it's the person in charge of data and money. Oh, and by the way, yeah, China, the Supreme Court, Donald, definitely seem to have a relationship to the Deutsche Bank bust today. When I tuned into the Supreme Court, there's like 1 or 2 people who are really nervous about what happened there. So this is the setup. Come the new moon solar eclipse, the devil. We are releasing the devil, the energy that creates this China we don't understand. Also peeling away the devil. Oh, wow. The people. The 5 of Wands reversed. They're not fighting. Here is regret and remorse that they got stuck with him. The solar eclipse is going to open up an avenue for celebration. Is this the future? It is opening up an avenue for good. Is this good leadership? Down the road. Action, good actors, an agreement with the people. You guys, something is going on seriously with China the next 2-3 years. This is the opening. There's going to be major changes happening in China. Holy cow. And they have no idea this is happening. No idea. No idea at all. How are you guys doing? Oh, yeah, that bank bust was something else. Okay, so Deutsche Bank was rated today. And this has been in Germany. They have been working on this bust for a while. It involved, was it 10 locations, 4 continents, 100 something and 1,000 suspects are involved. It's massive. They've been planning it for a long time, but it has something to do with the way they're using derivatives, I think, or money that's earned to quickly turn around and bank it and then use that money and use it for something nefarious and illegal. Okay? So they took, oh my gosh. You know, let's take a look at that. It talks to this deck. Okay. What happened to Deutsche Bank? The Deutsche Bank raid. Deutsche Bank raid today. The Deutsche Bank raid. Oh. Foundation. It's not even touching. It's crowning this raid. Which is good. 2 and further out. I'm just going to do that's 7 of Cups. This is the raid. We're coming in because you have all this funny business going on. Because we have intercepts, we've been looking at this for so long, and we just happened to catch a piece of this information that's spread out for a larger network of people. We're taking advantage of it. And we're going back to find out about what that is. So, Deutsche Bank. Who are you, Deutsche Bank? 4 of Swords, reversed. Yeah, they had things under wraps. Nope. Time to come, wake up, and we've got intercepts. We got to find out what's going on. They're covered at the 7 of Pentacles reverse. I'm telling you, I think Donald is involved. Remember that last reading I did, how he was getting whacked? These are investments. Just falling out. Bad practices. Deutsche Bank. The challenge now is going to be for their oligarchs who are sitting pretty. Nope. It's going to be a really big deal. This tower, these banks, their structures just getting zapped. They're going to have to reorganize so much. Crowning the revelation. Okay. I wonder if people knew this was coming because the sun, remember the sun moon was Putin's secret. Sun death, I think I've seen that with Donald. There's so many things they want to kill that gets revealed, okay? In the past, Deutsche Bank was taking profits, doing whatever to make a bigger system of fraud that led to the devil. China. So much China in this. But also, they left literally digital cookie crumbs. These people don't realize that they can get caught. Even if they make shell companies, everything is traceable. Further out, you're under investigation. And Deutsche Bank getting round up. Hopeless Queen of Swords. Yeah. Deutsche Bank is going to lose all those people. This is just the beginning of something. And this is what's being served up ahead of the new moon solar eclipse. And reminder, Scorpio, Taurus are big, big money signs. Okay? How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Oh, good. Well, true, Michael. Not everything's traceable like blood diamonds. I'm talking about like the digital stuff. Okay. Okay, and then here, I'm just going to tell you some fun things with asteroids, okay? Because even the asteroids were showing up with the debates that happened yesterday. Very, very interesting. Was this the last one? Yeah, there was, yeah. Okay, so I just love asteroids. They absolutely matter. Absolutely matter. I could just go on and on and on, talk about those all day, every day. But I just wanted to tell you what was active when, okay? So yesterday, let's see. Oh, hold tight. Hold tight. Okay, so yesterday there was a debate with Brian and Stacy. Okay, and people sound like they're still freaked out about this. So Brian, that was at 4 Sag. Not really connected to a whole lot. The state of Georgia, 2 degrees Leo. That is in square to this solar eclipse we're having at 2 degrees Scorpio. Causes tension and change. Leo is a leader. He's the leader of their state right now. So things are going to change. Stacy, on the other hand, literally the asteroid Stacy with an E, 2 degrees Scorpio. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, she's going to benefit a whole heck of a lot with the new moon solar eclipse. And then there was Abramson, which was 23 degrees Gemini. Mars right now is, I think, like 25 degrees Gemini, and it's going to retrograde here on October 31st. Oh my gosh, what's happening on October 31st? Donald is not going to have Mars to protect him on the 31st. Whatever is due on October 31st, stick a pin in that. So when Mars goes retrograde now, Mars is the thing that defends and protects you. When it retrogrades, it cannot defend the indefensible. So right before this election then, Mars will go retrograde, and guess who's going to have all the mojo? Is Stacy. That's kind of cool, huh? Okay, so there was that one. Marjorie. There was a debate. Gosh, how much do you love? I just love his Marcus Flowers, the one debating Marjorie. He figured it out. He figured out how to debate and discuss with her issues. So Marjorie is not in good position. So Marjorie at the debate yesterday was at 21 degrees Aries. You know, it's opposite the sun. It's in square to Pluto. She is reaching and trying to grab for stuff, but she really has no leverage because we're in the fall. This is spring, and she's not going to have any. She's just on fumes, no leverage. Taylor is 28 Gemini, so Mars is going to retrograde before it even gets anywhere near her, with her maiden name. So her maiden name is going to mean nothing, you guys. She's getting divorced. She's made it with her married name. That's where she came on the sun. This is so bad for her. And then we have Green. Again, 20 degrees Aries. There is nothing for her to work with. This makes her sound and look like she's out of touch, unrelatable, aside from crazy and whatever. But Meadows is also 20 degrees Aries. So these two cannot be separated going forward. Okay, because she's always going to be known to be tied to Meadows in January 6th. But Marcus, you guys, was 22 degrees Pisces. This is phenomenal. You've heard me tell the story at our Pluto return, how because of the position of Neptune at the Pluto return versus USA Neptune, that all the gaslighting, all the crap the Republican Party has been hiding behind with white supremacy, gaslighting, oh, I'm going to do this, does another thing. It's so hard to track them down and what they're doing with their lives. Well, at our Pluto return last February, Neptune was exactly opposite that Neptune. And what it did was it destroyed their playbook. It dissolved all their strategies on how to gaslight people and how to gain the narrative and to deceive people. Because Neptune being opposite Neptune, this dissolves how they abused that before. And what is in the spotlight now is this new Neptune in Pisces in its dominion, which can be very healing, and it pulls the haze and confusion away. Marcus, 22 degrees Pisces. It's like he's leveraging that Pluto return to spoil everything coming out of that rotten, ugly mouth. Boom. He's got that going forward ahead of our new moon solar eclipse. There was no flower, but there was sunflower, which is 4 degrees Libra, which is in the skies over DC. We still are in Libra season. That works for him. Isn't that cool? Okay. And then, who else? Who else do we have? Do we have anyone else? I didn't know I did Tim Ryan. Oh my gosh. Okay, so did you guys hear about that Representative David Schweikert was caught on video? He's like holding a baby. He's from Arizona. A lady comes up to him, her camera's rolling, and basically she says, hey, my husband was there January 6th. I think this is unfair. Do you think we're going to be able to get pardons for them, get these guys out if they go to jail? And he's like, then he gets serious and he's like, listen, we have to win the White House first. There's nothing we can do until we get the White House. Then he goes into talking about dividing up the FBI and destroying the FBI. Like, he gave the plan away, why they need the White House so badly, and then what they're going to do to the FBI once they're in power. I mean, really? So these, look at these asteroids. So this was at the third quarter moon. What his weird name is Schweikert, but there's a Schweikarta. So I used that. And that was at 21 degrees Gemini. Donald's sun is 22 Gemini. And David, there's all these Davids, but there was a Davida. And that was 22 degrees Sagittarius. This is Donald's moon. And in the USA Pluto return number 2 last July, 21 degrees Gemini is sitting on this cusp with the moon. Venus is 22 degrees Sag, 22 Gemini here on the cusp of partners and other people's money. He is tagged by doing that. He's tagged by Pluto return number 2. I think this plan is not going to work just by virtue of that guy opening his big, fat GOP mouth. That was kind of cool. Isn't that cool? Yeah, Marie, they're very dangerous. That video, and he's like holding a baby, you know, probably like a 6-month-old baby, like standing in the back of like a conference room or a convention room, and they're having this quiet conversation, and he admits everything that he said they're going to do. Why did Bobert, the neighbor's dog? Because she could, and she enjoyed it. And I'm not going to read on that. That's all I'm going to say, because I'm so upset by that. What was his name? Representative David Schweikert, Arizona. He's an Arizona representative, District 4 or 6. Okay. Okay, so you guys, do you have any questions? Because I'm going to wrap this up here. I was able to cover everything that I thought, well, that I was told that needed to be discussed. I'm going to give you some more. You know who else was at this? 22 degrees Sagittarius was Prince, Eric Prince. This is what I use for Eric Prince. He got caught up in that. Oh gosh, what is that? Montana. And I think, oh God, they are in a lot of trouble. They are in a lot of trouble. They're in a lot of trouble. I just, this is so much bigger. They think this is what they're going to do. Nope. 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 There's something bigger and nastier and even worse coming their way. Okay? Hi, Debsy. Yeah, supposedly the dog was attacking her goats. Whatever. Don't huskies herd? Wouldn't they be herding the goats, not attacking the goats? Oh, sure. Okay, good night, Charlie. Russians are drunk. I know, it's very sad. So do you guys have any questions? Right, they're sled dogs. Yes, they're sled dogs, but I thought that they kind of, well, they look like they would herd things. But, Connie, I'll just be standing by. Okay, good night, Joanne. If I promise to sit in the corner and be quiet, may I come and visit you for one day so I can study how you do these readings? Yes. Oh, I don't even want, okay, can we stop talking about dogs? Oh, gosh, thank you, Aha. You're so sweet. Thank you. They're sweet. They do tend to have a lot of energy. Yes, Pamela, keep asking for it. I'm feeling like I'm finally, I hopefully going to be able to shift out of this stuff and get to like other fun stuff, okay? Oh, cool. I'll be there. So what do the GOP hope to achieve by all this mofo stuff? Mountain Dancer. What do the GOP... Okay, I'm already laughing. This feels very funny to me. Show me the GOP with hope. What do they hope to achieve? What are they planning to achieve? That's all. With all their mofo stuff. Their mofo stuff. Mofo stuff. Mofo stuff. Mofo stuff. So it's like they're trying to get to here. They expect this to get them there. But something is in the way, like an eclipse and another eclipse. So the mofos, they think they're very strong, but in reality, they're caught up. They think they're very strong at mesmerizing people with their propaganda speak, and they're really hoping that this is what's going to save them. Again, this is nothing within them. This is all external. Extrinsic has nothing to do with the quality of who they are. Okay, so this is the GOP hope. They're hoping that Mother Russia is going to save them. That is what hope is for them, filled up, that their burdens are taken care of. Again, externally, a different source. And doing that, they think they want to achieve the Nine of Swords, the ultimate worst type of government that terrorizes everyone. People can't sleep at night. They want to create a world of ruin and heartache and nightmares. They want to be like Putin's Russia, rounding people up off the streets to go be mobilized. And they want to achieve it through mofo things such as the Two of Swords reversed, pitting people against one another. This is their racism. This is their classism, the blood, all that gross stuff. The mofoism, the King of Wands, by being a jerk leader or no leadership, or to withdraw leadership and hand it to someone else. The Two of Pentacles, telecommunications, data laundering. This is how they think they're going to achieve this, because they have an agreement with another nation that is outside the United States of America. This is what they want to achieve, and this is their plan. But we've got an eclipse. That's the challenge. An eclipse, but indictments, maybe? And the challenge is the opportunity to do so. They will have no opportunity to do so. Mofoism gets you nowhere. Right? Okay. Will Cannon be impeached? Lose license? Blackballed? I don't know. I've been kind of feeling around the edges with that. I feel like that is something we're going to get to later, because there is so much, but also it's just so incredibly shameful, and I know she has no shame. Show me Judge Cannon. Judge Loose Cannon. She really doesn't care. She really doesn't. There are some things that are happening. I just want to get a sense over the next November. Judge Cannon. What's the status of her by the end of the year? 2023. What's her status? Mid-year 2023. End of the year. Ooh, there's a challenge. 2024, Judge can't, oops. Mid-year. End of the year. That is interesting. The Ten of Pentacles. This screams China to me. The Dynasty. The King of Swords. Ooh, someone higher up than her. A different judge, a different court. Is this SCOTUS? Is this Clarence Thomas? And some news in her relationships with, I just keep getting SCOTUS. This is more Clarence Thomas than anyone else. You know, the SCOTUS 5 all involved with it, but it's like the association with whatever. This is USA 2.0. Oh, she's going to have to make some decisions. She is in a pickle. The Two of Swords, being isolated, having to make a decision. The wrong type of leadership. What are you going to do? Because she had an agreement with a different nation to carry this out. I will tell you, she, this entire time, has been taking her cues from someone not in the U.S., someone running the messages back and forth for her. She is just like that Deutsche Bank. They're all the same. Okay, so this is Judge Cannon. Her biased judgments, she doesn't care. Her no charity, nothing, just makes these incredible decisions that does not consider other evidence or information or law, and that's just what she's going to defend, because that's just who she is. She doesn't care. That's what she does. But there's an element to this that has to do with the U.S. national security. So November, she's pretty comfortable, feeling secure in her job. By the end of the year, whoops, the Queen of Swords has been overturned. She's a judge. Some of her reasoning is just not looking very cohesive. 2023. Is there a judgment on her? This is USA 2.0 judging her. Whatever happened here, she is getting serious scrutiny. This is mid-year. She's not, things are not looking good for her at all. What comes up must come down. End of the year feels like a challenge, and how she's interpreting the law and where she's trying to get to go. This feels like a stop. 2024 beginning. There's no expertise here. There's no rhyme or reason. There's just like a stall mid-year. The Queen of Cups, the United States, has soured upon her. The Page of Pentacles. What is this? Page of Pentacles. A challenge with the Page of Pentacles credentials. Ability of worth. So I don't know what's going to happen to her. We have to have these eclipses, but things are definitely going to be changing for her in the near future. The tide is totally going to change. And when that's happening under Scorpio Taurus eclipses, and we've got some more to go next year, I feel like she's getting cut out. Remember, Merrick Garland is a Scorpio, just like President Biden is a Scorpio. Kamala Harris, I think, has a Scorpio Mercury. I mean, there's a lot that can happen. Okay, how are you guys doing? Oh my gosh, I can't. Ugh, Kari Lake, gross. Okay. The Ricky Lace. Do we have to? Do we have to do Ricky Lace? Ugh. Okay, fine. Gosh, she's just. I just can't. I can't. Why does she always use a porn filter when she is doing Zoom? Why? I just. She's so yuck. Yuck. Okay, I am just going to do, this is our 2.0. Gosh, gross, gross, gross. I'm only going to do 3 cards on her, okay, you guys, because she's just so gross. I just want to know what's going on with this election for her before, after eclipses. And then this is the Democrat before, after eclipses, because she's so gross. Well, before is right now. Ugh. Oh. What's the name of the, is it Kelly? I think her name begins with a K, that's also running for governor, Democrat. Do you guys have it? Okay. I don't know who she is, but I have her image in mind. Her now. Oh, this just feels so easy. Whoops, she's got a challenge. Why are these on the side? Wait. After. Okay. This is eclipsed and leads to that. This is eclipsed. Okay. Kari, like. Spells her name Kari. That bugs me too. I'm sorry. That's not how it's spelled. I'm sorry if anyone spelled their name like that and their name is Kari. I just don't like any of it. We have the Page of Cups. Intercepts. This is like special ops, influence ops, all them just using AI and digital influence ops to get the result that they want. She's paying for them. She is paying for these ops, and she's just saying whatever it takes to get more votes, to get what she wants. She's doing everything she can to get to this point. That's where she is right now. So this is her, the 5 of Cups. So this is my China-Russia card. This is like using influence ops that are originating from Russia, China, here on the ground, represented by something else. And that's her little plan to win. A 2. Again, we are at a 2. The election is less than a month away, and we are at a 2. This is her plan, nothing more. Jeez. After, come to election day, the once reverse. What? Did nobody come and vote for you? Discussions with people. So this once card afterwards, what does this once card mean? Did nobody help you? Once upon a time, the 4 of Wands reversed. I don't think this plan worked by having people run interference. And she's having discussions with, there's news that is coming in with the government. Oh, you are in trouble. So she gets eclipsed, which is bridging her. What is bridging her there with the eclipses? The 3 of Cups. Conspiracy. People acting. What got eclipsed? 3 things got eclipsed. We got 1, 2, 3. See that 3 of Cups? This screams to me like Trump, Flynn, Stone. You know those people? This got eclipsed. She got caught up in how they were planning to influence and steal the election. That the narrative gets eclipsed right in the midst of all this. So pay attention, because Mercury is very active right now ahead of these eclipses. It's like the messaging falls flat. Now, over here, we have Katie Hobbs. She is very quiet. The King of Pentacles. Oh, the great equalizer. Change has come. Quickly. She's going to ruin his plan. Katie Hobbs. The Chariot. Great momentum. Challenges. Hanging on to it. Stability. Just really reaching and because this guy is trying to kick her off. Make things unstable. Ruin her momentum. Ruin her reach. Katie Hobbs. We have the Knight of Pentacles, an offering, votes, Page of Swords. This feels like there's some protest. Oh, the Moon. Oh, what gets eclipsed? Her defenses are down. What is down? The 9 of Wands reversed. Being able to go the distance. I think there's going to be things called into question about the election and what happened. I feel like Harry Lake he has a bunch of funny business up her sleeve about how she's going to steal this election. It seems like there's questions on how she had votes. She might have to contest some things. This is going to be going on. The moon, though, too, represents eclipses, lunar cycles, things that have to ebb and flow in a rhythm. So, wow, this just feels like a lot of up and down upheaval. I feel like we are not going to know right away who wins. I'm not even going to speculate on that because of the eclipses and how much flux there is going right now. Wow. This energy feels clearer to me, not as strong. This feels fierce and doing anything, throwing anything at the wall that will stick to get the end result. No regard for the law or anything. But there's just so many problems. So we'll see. We'll see. There is still more to come. More to come. Okay? Kim C question, Can I take a look at Iran and the outcome of the revolution? Okay, that I'm not going to look at that because the energy is so hot right now. The Ayatollah, what is his name? Khomeini? He's getting eclipsed hard. That is why there's so much upheaval. I mean, this eclipse cycle could kill him, literally. It's that bad, okay? They're hitting a point of no return with the new moon solar eclipse and the full moon lunar eclipse. And again, like, everyone is getting broadsided, blinded, stuff out of the blue with these eclipses. And I don't know how that guy is still alive, but I feel like these eclipses are probably going to take him out. And what I mean by take him out in this eclipse cycle, we still have more eclipses next spring, but it's not going to improve for him. Okay? No problem, Kim. Yeah, Shelby, she's not going to concede. She's not going to concede. Yes, this is when women are standing up nationwide. So, Jose, will blue states become even bluer after the midterms? There's going to be more blue. There is going to be more blue. It's going to have an interesting reach and stretch that people did not expect. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about that. I hate reading on elections because there is so much interference that even though you might have a person that wins, what we've learned, but who's going to be sworn in? I think they did this last time. The Republican Party, even though clearly there was a Democrat winner, they would not swear in the people who won in 2020. So, and with how much they're trying to ruin the elections, yeah, you might win, but depending on the location and what is further up their sleeve to mismanage the election is a different story. Everything is going to change with these eclipses, okay? Marie Sutton, something's up because they still have people like Tulsi Gabbard switching parties. I know. Yeah, I forget her. Shelby, a stroke. It surely has the fixings to create that. It's bad. It's a bad setup. Okay? You're welcome, Jose. Okay, so you guys, I'm going to end it there tonight. Thank you for joining me tonight. This is just pace yourself day by day. Take care of your body. Election day is going to be a mess. People are going to just, this next week, each day, the countdown to this eclipse, you're just going to feel like some energies are thinning out and something is right on that doorstep ready to explode forward. It's going to be a really interesting 7 days. So thank you so much. Thank you, moderators. Impeccable job once again. Thank you so much for your donations. They are so very much appreciated. And we'll catch up with you guys soon, okay? You guys have a good evening. Thank you, Connie B. Thank you, Kim C. Thank you, Sandra. Good night. Woo, Wildheart already voted by mail. Good job. Thank you, I Am One. Thank you, Sandy and Bonnie. Thank you. Good night, Marie and Paisley. Yes, please keep the election workers in your prayers. Okay. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Shelby. Good night.